That's a great question. First of all, I mean, if a lot of people are used to getting yelled at by Hex. In fact, if you're a Tracer player on the enemy team in any of the games, it's probably going to happen to you as well. Or Genji. Either of those two incredibly broken heroes. No, Vancouver probably aren't going to win this game, right? I think they have some weapons to rely on, Jack. I think that's where we kind of want to start because, you know, up against a team like the Atlanta Reign, you had better have some serious guns in your arsenal.
Yeah, Kai's one of the best Sojourners in the world right now. No, he is the best Sojourner in the world right now. His aim is insane on things like Widowmaker. Why wouldn't it be on Railguns from Sojourn? Like, his Sojourn is ridiculous. Obviously backed up by the rest of the Reign, who are also extremely good. They're 5-3 for a reason. The Vancouver Titans, on the other hand, 0-8, so they still need to pick up that first elusive win. And this meta, I spoke to you in the break about it, but it is a meta, and I keep harping on about it, but it is a meta you can play more like solo-orientated, right? You can find those big picks on things like Tracer and Sojourn. Shockwave and Aspire, who have both proven themselves to be exceptional DPS players, they need to step up super big here against Venom and Kai. It's going to be an upward tilt battle, but there's still a slight chance they can do it.
Right, yeah, let's dig a little bit deeper on the Atlanta Reign here and look at their starting roster for today, because I think, something to mention is that obviously we're seeing a lot more Venom right now. This meta has obviously created a great space for Tracer just to come on in and start to do some serious work. We've seen the Reign go for a couple of different looks, right? You know, we've got to see Hawk play the Sigma, for example. That's always been a sort of a fun throwback. With the Atlanta Reign here, obviously, look, fire in their bellies coming away from Texas, but I mean, they had a pretty good start to this Midseason Madness qualifiers, right? And you feel like they're pretty well positioned to have the same, if not a greater level of success in this meta now when it's predicated, frankly, just so heavily on what your Sojourn can do. And again, when we're dealing with the quote-unquote best Sojourn in the world, the Atlanta Reign are well positioned to succeed right now, Jack. They're looking scary.
Yeah, they do look very scary. And their run could potentially start here, going into the Midseason Madness. But, I mean, the Vancouver Titans, they need to pull out a dubski, a singular dubski, which would be great to just lift them off that 0-8.
But we are seeing some new things from the Vancouver Titans, right? You know, someone like Deepay comes in to this team, says, right, we are going to start from the start. We're going to start at what we know we're genuinely good at, right? I think, you know, a lot of that has revolved around Mira playing Doomfist on this team, right? We've seen Aztec Zenyatta, a real bright spot for this lineup, and Sky Reaper's getting rotated in here as well, obviously for, you know, situations where you want to have those double sort of quote-unquote flex supports, and we have Aspire and Shockwave to look at here. So this team, you know, I don't think Deepay is wrong to say, hey, we've got some things that really work. We've got some things that can really give us success at the league level. Now, they're up against the kind of opponent that is extremely good at shutting down superstar players because, frankly, they just have an overwhelming, you know, lead in that regard if you just have a look at their roster. But this is another chance for our understanding of the Vancouver Titans as a new team under new management, we'll say, and how they'll go forward to try and find success.
Yeah, like a few teams in the league right now, I think. You can almost compare them, the Titans that is, to teams like NYXL. They have good players on their roster. Do those players fit in a puzzle? No. But they can,
like Johnny says,
force them in.
God, that's getting boring to say at this point, right? What we want to see from this team,
I agree,
is for those pieces to actually fit together. That's the assignment for the Titans.
I mean, I don't do puzzles often, but I know you need to put those pieces where they go, and then if they don't fit, then you just hammer them in, you know.
That's how you do puzzles? Yeah, that makes sense.
With an iron hammer, maybe. Not sure. The Vancouver Titans, their schedule, though, Midge, also not looking fantastic, but, you know, what they say, and you probably shouldn't do this, Mitch, you know this, of all people, you don't start with the heaviest weights and then move down, you know, just to get some reps in. Maybe that's what you do in anime, but realistically, you need to low reps, you know, low weights, and then you build up to higher and higher. Unfortunately, the Vancouver Titans are doing the opposite, and obviously not their fault. They're facing the rain, and then they're facing the fuel, then the shock. So it's a lot of that heavy lifting to start off with in Midseason Madness.
Tell you what,
but finding some success here would be great.
Later on, Jack, I'll introduce you to my friend, the reverse pyramid paradigm. But for now, we'll be miring the Atlanta Reign's gains so far, because they definitely made them. They've taken, you know, leaps in strength so far this season here. So this is a must-win game. Again, I feel like Vancouver could be a trap team to a lot of teams that go up against them if they underestimate them, but that's not the Atlanta's style. They just want to beat you soundly and show you no mercy. So that should stand them in good stead here. We have a bit of a neutral here, of course, and a Doomfist mirror, as both of them are looking for a way in. And Aspire, he finds the keyhole.
Wow, that's really annoying if you're the Atlanta Reign. I was going to make a comment that I don't really like Sombra on these maps because they take a long time to actually find a position and set up and get ult and stuff like that. But if you have a Spy who's an exceptional Tracer player and you also have a Discord Orb, that person you've hacked takes infinite damage and they will die very quickly. It's something that OG, sure, he can play around with the lap, but it's not going to survive long. Like, you need some sort of peel. But good start for the Titans, taking care of Ultraviolet first. It's going to pressure out the range just somewhat.
Well, we picked up Shockwave at the start of this game, and didn't give Aspire all that much airtime, but his Tracer is pretty insane. The hack on Venom,
ooh, good hack.
Love that from Shockwave. He was waiting for the Tracer to try and make a play, and he just makes it so easy for Aspire to win in that mirror. This is a great start for the Vancouver Titans here. They're getting good value out of Sombra, and that's a stick that Kai would sooner forget.
Man, that was a really, big brain plays from Shockwave there. Like you said, just waiting for the Tracer to attempt to go back onto the backline after regaining all of your health. Like, Venom drops down, he gets instantly hacked, and oh, no recall. You're okay, well, Aztec's dead. But at the end of the day, the hack isn't really much of a hack anymore. It's more of an interrupt. So if you kill them in that brief window, yeah, it feels pretty bad. Shockwave already finds another kill in Ultraviolet. He's spawn capping him, Mitch.
Yeah, this is not good right now for the Atlanta Reign. A pretty poor start. Venom's able to find another one here, but he's the only member of his team that's really been able to have any impact. I mean, Venom. The rest of them are 0-0.
Troll face? Troll face? Pinching hand? I mean, this is the most annoying thing about Push, I think. If you have this Tracer player that's very annoying, like a wasp, like a mosquito flying around your head like Venom can be, you can push the bot back and troll the other team because that bot moves incredibly quickly back to your barrier. EMP available from Shockwave, though. Ultraviolet's in his sights.
Remember that upfront % health damage. That'll be there from Shockwave. Look at his health bars. Just disappear. Shockwave eliminating Ultraviolet after the fact here, and the EMP is hurting. Atlanta, I mean, it's almost a catchphrase from them saying we hate getting cheese. This might qualify for them. And so far, the Sombra's just undone them every time they tried to set up. This is fantastic strategically from Vancouver.
Yeah, I'm expecting someone in the chat right now to just type cheese compliment or something like that. I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, the Sombra is very frustrating to play against with that health change, like you said. Good shot by Kai, though. Best Sojin in the world, by the way.
Not too shabby at all. Problem for Kai is he can't see targets. I mean, we're able to see more plays. He'd be able to shoot more plays, but that's the issue. The Spire's already found his way into the back line. Venom gets rid of Shockwave with a pulse bomb, no less, which is no mean feat. Which means that the bot won't advance too much further than this checkpoint, but the fact that Vancouver get the checkpoint in the first place is critical. Aztec down to Kai, so Kai's found the other support now with that railgun, means the Vancouver Titans, well, they don't have the staying power anymore.
Man, that's, again, another unbelievable start from the Vancouver Titans. Aspire and Shockwave on the sideline with the help of the Discord Orb and the Harmony Orb, of course, taking out Ultraviolet, pressuring the backline. Those hacks, yeah, they're frustrating because they're more interrupty, but if you have a Sombra and a Tracer on top of you, you're not going to survive long, no matter how many heals get pumped into you. Vancouver Titans, they're not nearing another EMP for a little while, but they've gained so much space, Mitch, that Atlanta Reign have to win a couple of fights to make any headway of themselves.
Orc looks uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. Tries to time that punt at the seismic slam and is just a second off the invulnerability frames. Yep. Finds Venom, gets rid of OG's immortality field. I mean, Venom's getting hard gaps right now. Aspire is popping off. 11 final blows, 0 deaths for Aspire. The miracle signing for the Toronto Defiant when he was on that team. And now he's just pumping the rain.
Thank you.
Yeah, Doomfist known for his, Mirror known for his Doomfist. I mean, you could switch those names around if you really want to. And this is one of the reasons why they're playing him. Doomfist, yeah, he's changed, but his core mechanics, his Seismic Slam, his Punch and stuff like that, Mirror's still going to be pretty damn good with them. The Titans, off the back of Aspire, once again find initial picks. Ultraviolet and OG are having potentially the worst time a support duo can ever have. Aspire with a pulse bomb, like, watch your backs!
Yeah, talk about deadlifting. 12 on 20 right now for Aspire, making 13 as Kai is down. It's the unlucky number, but for the Reign, Aspire to linger in the back line, breathing with confidence right now. But the rest of his team, unfortunately, get brought down. He's looking to try and find a little bit more here, but oh my God. And look, you know, Aspire, so many of these are solo killed, right? Shockwave has 7 eliminations, but Aspire's like 18 of them here. So the Tracer really generating just solo kill potential right now, and Venom, who's vaunted as being the next coming of the Tracer God, on this team is getting absolutely stomped by it.
EMP available from Shockwave. Like I said, solo carries right now is what the Vancouver Titans need. That's what they have on their roster, Aspire and Shockwave. He's not playing the Sojourn, which I'm kind of annoyed about, but CMP could be big. Window can get deleted from this.
Oh, man. Yep.
Goodbye.
And OG pops instantly. He was banking on staying inside that immortality field. That was ripped away, and so for his final moments, Kai, dominated, and Mirror, I'd be calling an audible there as well myself. Beautiful stuff from Vancouver.
Let's go, Titans. Oh my God, let's go. Okay,
it's always the game where we're so certain they're going to lose. It's always the game where we start, like, oh, they're done already. This is incredible.
I just can't believe we called it off.
Just get out
1v1 versus Venom 2. I mean, he's just outpacing Venom to such a state where like Venom cannot even touch the backline of the Vancouver Titans right now. And look at this swap up that Atlanta Reign have made, Mitch. They, off the Zen, they're actually going to Brink instead to try and help defend, but it ain't gonna help you.
Not when it's set up so beautifully there. Nice job by Aspire, works with Sky Reaper. Mirror also gonna start pressuring here. Nano Boost already deployed in this fight. Sky Reaper finds Hawk. This is starting to turn into an absolute drubbing. It's actually a start place 30, and 15 of them originate from Aspire.
I mean, this is just insane. I mean, the Atlanta's Reign logo is a phoenix, right? I mean, it's not even risen from the ashes, it's just a pile of ashes. There's nothing really left. There's 3 minutes to go, and Aspire is already in the backline. And look at this two-pronged attack. Shockwave is instantly there to help Aspire. Did use that translocator to get back, but right now the Atlanta Reign needs summon, but Aspire's got a stick, and he needs business. He gets both supports with 1 stick, and he finishes up Kai. Atlanta Reign, maybe set your alarm clock. Please wake up. This is not what we expected from this team.
This isn't even a mercy killing. This is a bloody extinction event. Unreal. Okay, Vancouver, it's a fairly simple approach, right? The composition isn't anything crazy. Shockwave setting up so many of these fights by shutting Hawk down, shutting Venom down, and Aspire can be relied on, Jack, to finish the job. 70 meters here and counting, 2 minutes 25 left in the round. It's going to be Aztec to hope.
Why is he in the backline?
Not sure. Yeah, Mirror down. Ultraviolet able to remove him here. See what Aztec gets with this Transcendence now. The Titans are trying to reach further, go deeper here, and Aspire's gotten rid of Ultraviolet here, but it's still the Titans on the back foot.
So, interesting positioning, but still finding kills somehow.
So good.
Can Aspire, he's okay, and now he's nanoed. Like, the Vancouver Titans are throwing everything at their supports right now. Aztec's got a big old grin on his face in the player cam, and so he should have been dead long ago. Mitch, we have 2 minutes to go. Shockwave has the EMP coming up. Aspire's got another pulse bomb. He's charging them at ridiculous rates. The Atlanta Reign, they need to do something. OG dies at the hand of Hawk, who punched into him with a pulse bomb attached. At least they end up winning the fight, though. And with 1 minute and 30 to go, it's worth keeping in mind that there's still 50 meters to gain from the Atlanta Reign. And the Vancouver Titans, they can come back at EMP and then force a last fight with the robot on their side of the map, making it even harder for Reign to come back and actually touch the bot.
Atlanta haven't reached that first checkpoint yet either, so the bot will stop after reaching that for a time, which could hurt the Reign here. Every EMP from Shockwave has basically yielded him an instant kill on the Baptiste of Ultraviolet. Shockwave is calling it right now. Might be time to go. Looking at Ultraviolet, only eyes for the Baptiste again. He pops like a balloon. Mirror, gonna have to get out pretty quickly there. The EMP's effects have already long since worn off from the Reign, but the pick on the Baptiste, it's huge. Venom's just punching out Z's right now. Sky Reaper lays him low, and it's looking all too easy for this supercharged Vancouver Titans.
This is unbelievable pace setting from the Titans right now. I just can't believe what we're witnessing. The Reign came in to this series off of a very clean 3-0 against Dallas Fuel the other week. And now we're in 25 seconds to go, and the Reign need 50 meters to try and capitalize over the Titans. Pulse bomb available. There's a Transcendence from Aztec. Venom is getting just stopped at every section of this map. He cannot get to this backline.
Pulse bomb, no connection. Aztec slaps him down. Oh, the nano boost for Zen again. The Titans banking on the durability, that extra health pool that Zen has, the power, kick, everything allows Aztec to be an absolute threat. In overtime, the Atlanta Reign are nothing but the ashes related to their namesake. Absolutely smoked.
I'm glad they're laughing, apart from Scarippa. Smile on your face, come on now. That was an unbelievable showing from the Vancouver Titans. I think a lot of people have criticized the Sombra in the past being a very, very slow hero to kind of set up, but it doesn't have to be slow when you have a Spire on the Tracer that's following up on your hacks almost instantly. The tag team duo of Aspire and Shockwave, and make that a tag 3 duo, like Aztec with the Discord Orbs. There was nothing really OG and Ultraviolet could do. They came into the season, by the way, extremely hot and like ready to go. Like Ultraviolet and OG looked unreal. But now they're looking incredibly flat. Like, it's very hard for them to get anything done. They made a compositional swap over to the Batiste and the Brigitte to try and find some semblance of survivability, but that didn't end up working out. The Vancouver Titans, Mitch, what an impressive start so far. Maybe this is the week they turn it around.
Let me leave you off with a number. Total healing done per team. Vancouver Titans, 20,000. Atlanta Reign, 12,000. These teams did about the same amount of damage. Ruminate on that one as we prepare ourselves for map number 2. Don't go far. Off to a quick break. All right, you lot settle down. Obviously, seeing the Titans come out here in the Midseason Madness qualifiers last week with, obviously new coach and Mira getting a lot more play, we're thinking, okay, yeah, this potential, this team gets a win, maybe even more this half of the season, this stage. But no one expected it to be against the Atlanta Reign, Jack. That's just a little too ridiculous of a story. And yet here we are, one map up against Atlanta.
Yeah, pretty nuts coming in today. I didn't expect it. I'm not sure anybody else did either. And the Vancouver Titans, it was just off the back of Aspire and Shockwave having easy access to the backline with the help of Aztec using the Discord orb, and Mira's Doomfist kind of mopping up and just disrupting. No matter what Atlanta Reign threw at them, a change of comp with the backline, didn't matter. They were still able to just dominate. Can they do the same thing with Pulse, though? That's the question. Let's Doomfist, so Mira's not in, so I can imagine a little bit more main tank, a little bit more monkey, maybe. We are going on to Dorado as our next map, but will we see Shockwave jump over to Sojourn? That's the question. Because in a 1v1 against Kai, don't think he wins it. So maybe just sticking to the Sombra, sticking to Aspire's Tracer, and doing what they did before, set their own tempo of the game, find these isolated supports, get hacks, get instant kills, and then win maps. That's, I think, is probably going to be the aim of the game. If he just jump onto the Sojourn, he's going to have to put his big boy boots on, because against Kai, it's Fool's Gambit.
Now, you sort of mentioned at the start of New Queen Street, you're like, I don't really like Sombra, you know what I mean? And yeah, I don't blame you. Like, it's not crazy to say that because to this point, we haven't really seen her have a huge impact. But every time we're on board with Shockwave, he sat there, he just EMPs a Baptiste, and he needs an EMT, and he just blows him up pretty much straight after that. So a very straightforward Sombra play that was really instrumental for the Titans. So what do you make of this? Aspire on the Sojourn, Shockwave on the Echo.
Yeah, I don't know why I said monkey. I was like, oh yeah, Sigma's a thing. I forgot people are playing Sigma now. But yeah, makes a whole lot more sense. A lot, man, I quite like the Echo, especially on these kind of maps. It's very easy to pressure down the shield and punish a lot of the aggression you can find with the Sojourns on the enemy teams. If they do go for some crazy like slide into a jump onto the high ground, you can punish that pretty easily with the Echo. You can follow up with your own shift, just flying at them or around them, and stop them from really doing much. Remember, the left click on Sojourn is not hit scan, it is projectile. The right click is a hit scan weapon, the railgun. So it's a lot more difficult to take Shockwave out of the skies if you're Kai just with the normal left click.
Yeah,
although you can gain charge off the shield and then go for the right click, but it's still tougher than someone like a Cassidy or an Ashe.
Yeah, it's like your mid to long range damage is not consistent at all, unless you're able to build rails with consistency. There are Sigmas in this game, right? So maybe that's a little bit easy to achieve here. We'll see if that's going to be an issue for Kai. Aspire's getting threatened by Venom here, who just has to kind of guess when he needs to recall because he doesn't know how much charge Aspire really has. And Aspire looks to try and wrap around towards Ultraviolet, who's diligently removed that immortality field away from the Titans now. A slow start to the fight is often Sigma comps do give us, but getting rid of Sky Ripper here, surely the dam's about to break.
Damn, where was Shockwave in that fight? Because he just appeared from like the backline of the Reign. Was he just completely out of that? I'm not so sure, because Aspire wasn't really getting much stuff done there at all. Like, he was trying to find some off angles, which is great, but he wasn't charging up his railgun to a point where he can one-shot a support or one-shot a DPS. So the damage was completely negligible. Like, Atlanta Reign could just walk forwards and they burn the lamp from the Vancouver Titans and then just roll over them. So yeah, curious to see where Shockwave was actually positioned in that fight. But now with the Atlanta Reign taking the high ground, Mitch, even more difficult for Shockwave to kind of interact. On first point, it's okay. You have a lot of columns to kind of hide around, but if Atlanta Reign have height, good luck.
Oh, there it is. Okay. What an opener. Perfect pick for Aztec, who's emerging as like a top Zenyatta player in this meta. So much so getting the nano boost from Sky Reaper multiple times in that previous map. I mean, that's really what you want from this guy, I think, right now. Shockwave, again, sort of goes on a long flank and wants to pressure Hawk on the cart, but Kai's got rid of Aspire here. So you mentioned that Sojourn duel here, with whether it's Aspire or Shockwave, it's going to be tough to win.
Yeah, there you go. Kai did not manage to land the headshot. Beautiful copy onto a Sojourn, no less. You have two now. They're pretty strong on their own, but when you have two, they're even better. Shockwave, also a fantastic Sojourn player, mind you. You'd imagine he would copy the Sigma, but if you're doing stuff on Sojourn like you can do with, like, if you're Shockwave, then yeah, sure, why not? And that's a big problem if you lose your Tracer fairly early on, especially to a right click. But Kai just needs to be able to survive. I like the idea of them just forcing the high ground away to stop Shockwave doing funny business. And that's what they just need to keep doing, is forcing this high ground. You have to take it fairly quick, though, because Aztec, he can get a lot of damage into the Zen.
The Rain are trying to do that. They're trying to be pretty expedient as they come out by the courthouse. Bit of an awkward spot for them to be right now. They want that high ground for themselves. They can't yet force the Titans off of it. And Venom, his job is to keep the cart going, but Shockwave just drops down and is starting to take a duel, forcing Venom away from the objective. So now the Rain are in an awkward position. All right, do we take the high ground? Do we fight that? Or do we go back to the objective, force a fight there? Disrupt the shot fired at the window there. It's annoying for the Rain. I'm a little worried for him.
I'd be worried if I was the Rain right now. If you pop that overclock, you can collat people, so sticking in a small corridor without your Sigma Shield feels pretty bad. Kai with the rail, though, instantly kills a Spire.
Oh, okay. Volt's going to catch him in midair, though. It's going to be the help of Aztec there. Gravitic Flux. Sky Reaper's going to take some Hypersphere damage, but the Immortality field saves his life. Aztec saw the accretion coming and immediately going to pop the Transcendence here. 3 players for the Rain getting corralled, and they're off to market, Jack.
Yeah, nice late flux from Hawk, and they had the payload pressure too, so the Vancouver Titans had to react. And Aztec was incredibly selfish with his Transcendence there. He didn't use it really to save the people trapped in that flux. They were just, well, yeah, save yourself, and you're like, okay, well, that's fine. I mean, we had Lamp at one point. Just survive. I need to touch point, but it ended up working out because the spawn advantage is way better for the Vancouver Titans, especially on this point. But because the flux was used so late. What the hell? Okay.
Oh, not ideal. It's another early Echo pick. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Echo picking somebody, Soja picking somebody, or Sky Ripper picking somebody. Yep, sure. Just find the initial picks is going to be good. And because the Rain used their flux quite late into that fight, Mitch, False was alive for a lot of that. He did get fluxed initially, but the Atlanta Rain were forced to low ground to try and complete the point. In that time, False is able to build up a lot more ult charge than Hawk. They can make this last fight if they play this slightly slower. The Vancouver Titans, that is. They have copy, they have window, a lot of tools to stave off the aggression of the Rain here.
And the Rain are constantly trying to find a very circuitous route of trying to get to grips with the Titans, and that just lets Shockwave take his time, flank around. They get Aztec here, so finally Venom gets a pick instead of getting picked. There's a duplicate of a Sigma potentially on the horizon. Yes, Shockwave going to make that copy. Forced to the low ground now, and he'll have to wait out this duplication on his own.
Yeah, I'm looking at his ult charge. He's not really near that flux at all. Maybe he gets a bit of extra damage here, but 5% away for False. Window activated, bitch, and 0.6 meters. No, okay, gets capped. That really sucks to be Shockwave there. You get whip-shotted off the side of the high ground, and then you do nothing because you can't fly. It was a bit of an aggressive one, and you don't get the full HP pool of the tank anymore that you do end up duplicating, so that's also worth keeping in mind. It sucks. It really does. So Shockwave was a non-factor in that fight.
Shockwave deciding that maybe this part of the map caters a little bit better to his Hanzo play. Spire's been pretty solid on the Sojourn so far, but when it comes to dueling Kai, has still been losing out almost every time. Okay, there's a Gravitic Flux that Kai is inside. Great Immortality field, that's really hard to blow up, especially with Hawk's shield in the way. The Rain can back away. Oh, here's a double overclock play coming. Kai looking dangerous here, but Aspire strikes first. Kai responds, it's a 1-for-1, but there's no Baptiste left for the Rain. Doesn't matter.
God, he is so good with these right clicks, man. I know the range has been increased. Yes, I get it. But dear Lord, is he accurate. False changed over to the Wrecking Ball. Shockwave over to the Genji, trying to touch this payload in time. They're going to be able to get there, but with almost no ultimates, the Transcendence is going to have to be absolutely massive, but the pulse on from Venom could end them pretty quickly.
Spire shut down. This time Kai going to strike, and Venom finally getting to stretch his legs a little bit more. Had to be an Immortality field there, which is worst case for Sky Ripper, who wanted to throw it on the cart. Won't have that option now. And the Rain finished with 1:05 in their back pocket. But what I'm more interested in discussing is what your grade is for the Titans so far, right? False gets put in a position, I think, that he's comfortable with playing that Sigma here. And they look good until, I don't know, that Echo copy on that second phase of the map didn't really work out for them. And then they just got
kind of blue.
Yeah, and then they just got sort of separated.
Yeah, it was a really sick pick from Aspire. The second to last fight there onto Ultraviolet with a right click using Overclock, but then Kai just goes, oh, 1 peek and 2 peek, and both DPS are dead. It's pretty easy. And at that point, it's game over. Like, the payload's so close. And one thing the Atlanta Reign have been doing very well, Mitch, I will say, and you picked up on it, Venom was just touching the payload almost permanently. And that's what the Tracer does in these compositions, is just pressure payload more often than not. You get picks with the Pulse Bomb. You are Tracer, incredibly mobile, can destroy supports, but pressure the payload constantly just puts a clock on the Vancouver Titans' wrist, and they keep having to check it. Where the payload is. Okay, is Venom still moving it? Yes, he is. We're going to have to react at some point, and that's what we saw Aztac using that Transcendence to touch point because of the space that Venom gained.
He was also about to get accreted into next Tuesday as well.
Yeah, also that, right?
Been,
he's going to die, but needs to touch.
Yeah, what are the kids? He would have been Giga dead had he not
Giga
done
dead, yeah.
For sure.
Giga and then something. So yeah, there it is.
Spire Widow, this is a famous one. Really blew our minds when, upon his debut for the Defiant. Some Junkertown play, if I recall. Finding it fairly early on.
You switch, maybe? There's no way he sticks with Widow, surely. He just gets
we see Widow go here. Yeah, we see Widow go
by
that building sometimes to deny like the defensive high ground hold. Sometimes teams use Symmetra and like TP the team across with like some hit scan. Vancouver have a bit of a weirder approach to this though, to be sure, and well, it's not good.
Okay, Spy's still on this pick. Maybe they're just looking for that initial one and then like, okay, maybe we'll win now, but feels pretty bad. I mean, you're against Kai, you're like getting peppered, and then Venom's also on the flank permanently, and then Hawk can jump on you. I don't like it.
I don't like it in a Sigma comp. At least send it, like, the Sigma can't do anything if he goes up there with the Widow. I get it, right? But, yeah, and we had teams like go up there as Winston, throw Bubble down, let like their Soldier or Sojourn just like put damage onto the high ground, but it didn't look great. We have the switch now. Shockwave playing at extreme range. Kai hasn't moved.
Yeah, can get a lot of damage done, but that's about it. It's just waiting for his team to kind of collapse on in. But Venom controlling this high ground is like super important. You don't want Shockwave, you don't want Aspire anywhere near that high ground, just peppering your tank line in the front. But at least Shockwave and Aspire have managed to clamber up onto the height. But the problem is now for the Vancouver Titans, they're so split, getting support is impossible, basically.
Hawk eventually falls here, though, as the Reign do need to give a little bit of ground. I think Shockwave doesn't realize that Baptiste was right under him. So now Ultraviolet here just helping Venom dealing with Side Ripper. That's huge, being able to get up to that high ground. Now the Immortality field thrown down, allowing Venom to go wild. That's 3 kills for the Tracer. Finally, Venom gets his chance to show what he's made of.
Really nice positioning from Venom just over and over again. And I said, like, you're at such a split angle. The Baptiste healing is really only meant for the Sigma in this kind of comp. Like, good luck hitting Shockwave in the air. Aspire's also going to be trying to off-angle. Like, orbs are the main source of healing for both DPS right now. And while that is okay, you can't apply them to both targets. I wish you could, but you can't. And Venom is just chasing everybody down without a hope. And Vancouver Titans DPS don't have a hope or a prayer. Kai's got Overclock. This should be a fairly clean fight. Look at the ultimates from the Reign. It's almost unwinnable for the Titans. They need a big flux, something, to try and find anything. And yeah, and now you just get obliterated behind a Widow. Like, there's just no hope here.
I mean, what mechanisms does this Vancouver Titans composition have to put pressure on Kai?
Yeah, that's the big problem, right? Trying to get to that backline where both Ultraviolet and OG and Kai are sitting, and then killing him. The only tool you really have is Aspire charging off of somebody. And I say somebody because there's no Sigma on the Atlanta Reign. So you actually getting charged to get a headshot onto Kai is pretty annoying. Like, it's going to take you a fair while. Kai, no time at all. False is sitting there with a shield to try and gain space, so you gain 100 energy. The biggest tool that they have right now is, honestly, that Flux. And then they need Aspire and Shockwave to go for this big engagement. I like the rotation onto the high ground, but you may be in a little bit of trouble unless this Flux is used to create space.
I mean, Aztac would love to just find a random pick like he did on defense, that second part of the map here, but it's a big ask. You can't rely on that at all. Shockwave's going to have a group here in a moment. That'll allow him to pressure the back line if he can copy a Doomfist for his... Oh, but he has to get out. Okay, nice powered up punch from Hawk there, stuns 3 players and forces the Immortality field for the Titans, yeah? He can't do anything. Ultraviolet and Kai have enough pressure you know, at medium to long range to deal quite comfortably. And here it is. Yeah, this is a day at the shooting range for Kai.
Yeah. The Flux comes out. It's not bad. Kai in the 1v1 does end up going down to Aspire, but Aspire's team is just already dead. OT ticking through. He's got 100 energy, but 25 HP. Ain't gonna happen. The dupe onto from Shockwave onto a Tracer has already burned the recall, so he is a little bit worse for wear. And with Aspire dying, the Atlanta Reign, it's just another day in the office right now. There's no real hope or prayer.
Now to the sky. I mean, you cannot contest from there. So Shockwave has to drop down, but there's an immortality field in play. There's something here, I'm telling you. False comes back on the Diva. Venom looks to try and put this to bed if he possibly can, but Shockwave's going to take to the skies. Get away from the Tracer for the time being. Eventually has to touch down, though, and that's where Venom will be lying in wait. That will be that. And the Vancouver Titans, well, get a little exposed here on Dorado. Pretty solid defense, but the offense left much to be desired, Jaws.
Yeah, I felt like you were going to say Matt there. Close. Close.
Mate, only once. I managed to get
only
to
once.
The first
Everybody
stage
gets one.
while only saying Cassidy. You know what I mean? I can do this.
Oh, yeah.
Just gotta stay on top of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I mean, the Reign are going to stay on top of this game. What is Kai but an immovable turret on the high ground with 100 energy? Every single second Vancouver Titans want to peak. Like, it seems pretty impossible. And the only tool that they had was that Flux. False gets it at the very ending of the fight, and they lose. Like, it was just impossible, it felt like, to get to the high ground. And Shockwave is just so far off on another angle that they were just unhealable. And unfortunately, didn't even use the dupe in the last fight. Just a little bit stagnant here for the Vancouver Titans. Maybe they sub False out again in mirror.
Mate, I saw the Shepherd's Crook come in from off camera and yank him out of his chair. We're going to see a substitution in a tank for sure. Stick around, everybody. Map number 3 in an even series is coming right up.
2 shots, dead in the ground. We ain't the same, pull up. 3 rounds, bro, you done. We let it rain, head pop. So look out when we in the zone. Don't play around. I got a strap, put to your back. Telling you now, we laying it down. Yeah, bands up, trapped out. I bring the darts, gang out. Look, don't wanna fade and drop out. Got no clout. Think smart, this crucial. We ain't no average usual. Nah, we let it rain. Ain't seen a savage. Who you?
Well, the biggest question on the lips of every Vancouver Titans fans should be, does Lightning or can Lightning strike twice? We're going to have Mira back in the lineup here for the Vancouver Titans after an absolutely stellar first map, and you have to hope it wasn't just a flash in the pan, because Titans looked great there, but my God, they looked god-awful on the attacking side. On Dorado, Jack, against Atlanta, they could not get anything started.
Yeah, I mean, that was super hard. What are you going to do against Kai? Like, you know, Balloon's tower defense, he is one of the monkeys just sitting up there throwing the little darts at the balloons, and the Vancouver Titans, unfortunately, were the balloons, right? And they would just get popped every single time they put their little out. And it's frustrating. It really is. And the only tool that they really had was that Flux. And they used it, and they got nothing, and it's like, oh, okay, well, there it is. It wasn't great. It wasn't great. But with Mira being in, we know what Vancouver Titans are going to play. They had that good map, like you said, on to start off the day, and they played at a pace that I don't think we've ever seen Titans play at. They played very fast with Shockwave on Sombra, Aspire on Tracer, and they were just dominating OG and Ultraviolet. Like, it wasn't even fair. It was like a terrible day to be a support player against Aspire and Shockwave. They need to replicate that. Now, this map, a little bit different from New Queen Street, but the same can kind of still be executed. You can still set up Sombra in the backline, finding a flank, and then killing off the supports. But with the rain coming out on this defense, it's almost like they know what's going to happen with Mira on Doomfist, so they're instantly going to switch over to Brig and the BAP instead of the Zen, what they had before.
Do they know what's going to happen, though? That's the question. Vancouver Titans may have the opportunity to show us something completely different. Bear in mind that, like, between Mira and False, no one is really a self-professed sort of, you know, we use an old term, main tank player, right? We saw False play a bit of the Winston here, and, you know, I think it's pretty clear that he wasn't able always to sort of find his rhythm. Mira never been known for that either, so not a shock to see it switch over towards the Doomfist here.
Does that roof even work with that grapple? I don't think it does. You have to grapple on the side and the front there. Like, got an angle, but
Alright,
is what it is. I mean, look, the amount of time I spend in Widow DM lobbies is, like, abnormal. I'm pretty sure I have more time in Widow DM lobbies than some people have on just in COD.
I mean, I'm glad, yeah, I'm the one that gets to vet your frag movies, mate. You send them out.
Yeah, you like those, huh?
Alright, Aztec's appearing in one himself. Kai, just on the flank there. Nice little connection. Shockwave to do the same. So this is the Shockwave Sojourn, not the Aspire Sojourn here. And, well, it's going to take a lot to shut down Kai's impact as the rain stave off the Titans early.
Yeah, not bad, not bad. Very, very good start. Again, you could have played the Sombra here, but they end up just switching it up. And I like that about the Titans. They have 2 Sojourn players. They have Shockwave, they have Aspire. I just think Aspire's Tracer obviously a little bit better. Something that he just... like God game of performances on the Toronto Defiant last year, in fact, something that he was known for, kind of picking them up by their bootstraps and carrying them to a few wins. So you can see why we continue wanting to play Tracer. But the problem is, with Venom in the backline like this, it's tough.
Yeah, he is going to be a thorn for sure. Aztec, though, able to get rid of Hawk there now as the rain like the tip of that spear. OG, no idea where to look. Apparently, Aspire's able to get in, snatch up the cookies, and get on out there. Nice job for the Vancouver Titans. They'll have this point. They'll be done.
Good. I thought that pulse bomb from Venom hit, and I think he thought it hit too. Just up against that wall, didn't end up connecting on the Doomfist. And this is a really good start. They have Nano, which is amazing, but more importantly, they have an extra engage tool with Mira. And I think the Meteor Strike, a lot of the time, is used to kind of get out of jail free, getting out of certain situations, and then trying to crunch the backline. But with this Nano boost, Mira lives for eternity, and it's going to grant Aspire a ton of space. They can also apply it to Aspire if they really want to, or Shockwave's Railgun, which will do a whole bunch, but he needs to actually get Overclock online. But more often than not, it's going to go on Mira, and that's exactly what's happened, and instantly OG dies. And Ultraviolet too! Wow. Hey, he's a Doomfist player, by the way.
Mira just turning right up here. What a great start to the fight. And frankly, look, the Raymond have a great excuse not to do well with this composition, right? A lot of their players are in, like, comfort roles. This is not panning out the way they would have liked it to at all. Mira just decimated them right at the start of that fight.
Yeah, Mira is a fantastically mechanically gifted player. And when he was picked up to come to the league, like, everyone's like, he's going to play Doomfist, and he plays Doomfist extremely well. How does Skyripper die there? Don't know. Venom killed him. Rest in peace, and now they can take payload. But never underestimate Mira's ability to play Doomfist, even this new version of him in Overwatch 2.
Yeah. Looks like he's right at home, regardless of game. Drops down from the bridge there, does Mira. Charges a power block as he sails overhead. That's rather slick, if I must say so. But it's going to be Aztec and Shockwave falling. Venom, again, really putting in work. A lot of the time we're on board with, Mira, who's looking for an opportunity of his own, but many times Venom has already found them and already made some key eliminations here. So once more, another key opportunity for Atlanta to stabilize. They have to do it here. 3 minutes 11 on the clock for the Titans. Plenty to work with. And Jack, looking up at that scoreboard here, we're heading into, Shockwave's, I guess, power play.
Yeah, overclock's available, so ideally you take height. A little bit more difficult against OG and Ultraviolet on the bat with the Brig, but it's still very doable. Spy can open up his up with the Pulse, lobs it, goes wide. Now the Vancouver Titans have to back all the way up. Rain know this though. They know if they give up the high ground, Shockwave's just going to run rings around them. And so now Spy's probably just going to be sitting touching payloads, waiting for an opportunity to drop for people to drop on top of him.
It's another missed stick there from Venom. Kai though.
Okay, well.
Ant Matrix tends to help with that. Just body shot the Tracer. It is it is disgustingly easy to get those kills.
It really is. Like, it's just getting one shot. Same with Widowmaker, to be fair, through the window, does one shot people, but when you have the mobility of Sojourn and then a right click, yeah, it's a lot of damage. A lot of damage.
Right. Well, again, that will allow Atlanta to control the tempo just a little bit more. Hawk's definitely got his hands full, trying to match Mira's impact across the map here, and he has to worry about the Zenyatta, for example. Skyripper would be a great pick-off, but the punch misses, and Shockwave is just laying waste. I've told you about a power play right now. This guy's got so much of it, he can keep a city going for days.
Nice little triple kill with the overclock. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. Now they get the high ground, or at least did. And just forcing them off height was perfect. And I guess this is the replay. Yeah, he's on the sidelines, he's on height, and Ultraviolet dies with the help of the orb and an amazing shot on Kai. You look towards him, and he was already dead. Good. It could be an easy push here for the Vancouver Titans. They do have Nano, and the Immortality Field already gone.
Mira now, great position to mess with the backline. Venom gets blown up pretty much instantly. It was a railgun connection from Shockwave again. And the Discord Orb as well from Aztec makes it such an easy kill. Vancouver now, 2 minutes 45 on the clock. They get that second checkpoint. They're looking confident, and the momentum hasn't stopped. Since Shockwave managed to find the quick double kill, the next fight looked just as comfortable. And the Titans want to take it up another gear here.
Yeah, they're switching over to the Zarya instead. So stopping those railgun shots hitting is nice. You can bubble people, get free energy from it. But against the Doomfist can be quite punishing. You can just get beaten around. You don't have as much health or armor as like a Reinhardt, for example, so you're a little bit more squishy. A good engagement, though, from Mira, and Kai's already dead.
Can't save Kai from Aztec. Apparently another key pick-off from the Zenyatta. Venom finally finds that pulse bomb connection he's been looking for much of this round, but is it going to be enough here to slow the Titans down? Ultraviolet's Immortality Field is down, and Aspire's taking damage from off screen. He can't quite tell where it's coming from. Aztec finds two, but the real dead-eye Kai is on the scene.
Yeah, okay. As soon as that overclock gets popped, that was super nice. An amazing double right-click there from Aztec, by the way. Just not only start off the fight, but almost secure it too. Problem is, overclock and Kai exist, and then they kill everybody. So, yeah, unfortunate there. Nice sleep. Probably won't result in much. I say that. Nice anti-nade, but yeah, shift straight out. That seismic slam, way easier to use now. It used to be like, I wouldn't say it was a hard ability in Overwatch 1. It's just a lot more forgiving now in terms of like your punch angle.
Yeah, you can gain altitude with the bloody thing.
Yeah,
just look up, smile. Shockwave.
Nice trance.
Yeah, he's forced off his sight line there by the Ant Matrix. Still quite brazen to make the peak there as Orc comes charging forward once more. So Ultraviolet's ultimate is now down. It buys some key seconds for the Raven. Have they used that time to formulate a real defensive plan here, or are they still going to fly by the seat of their pants? Hawk hit with the Discord Orb, blown up pretty much instantly there by Shockwave, who comes on in. That's going to be two. Another one from the Disruptor shot to get rid of that Immortality Field, and Shockwave has this on lock. Kai obliterated. OG running back to spawn with his tail between his legs here in the Vancouver Titans with 44 seconds left. They've got to get this one home. There's no way they can be stopped. Immortality Field and Venom, not a bad combination here, but eventually the poison is expunged. Bionade defensively used on Miri here to keep him down. And a big double pulse on the backline from Venom. That might actually be what they need. Look at the respawns coming back in. Kai goes down, has to commit pretty heavily, but Hawk is here with the big help pull. Shockwave has to clean off OG as quickly as possible, otherwise this could get out of hand. Here comes the Moira. Ultraviolet out of spawn, and Venom finds a kill, and the Rain are going to stabilize.
Actual PP overheat moment. Like, how did that even work? Like, Venom gets a double kill with a pulse bomb, and now Vancouver Titans have literally
That's literally how it works.
Tanks to go. Yeah, well, okay, yeah, okay. 2 seconds to go. Aspire's back. Spawn advantage, by the way, and Moira just existing. They needed to kill OG in that situation. Like, he survived for so long, got so much healing. Lucio. Good lord. What a defense from the Rain. Like, the brain's just kind of overheating. And you're in that moment too when you're the Titans. I'm sure everybody's been in that moment themselves where you're like, wow, we killed everybody. That's pretty sick. Our DPS popped off, or you popped off as DPS. You're like, easy win, boys. And then their Tracer comes out with a big pulse bomb, and then it's kind of like panic mode. And that's really what you want from someone like Venom, who's, again, been another incredibly good DPS for the Rain and good piece for the team overall. And Kai's been popping off, but I think sometimes he kind of overshadows Venom, especially in this meta where the Sojourn is just so prevalent and just so good. Yep. Venom's an incredibly solid player. Like, his Tracer is extremely clean. Definitely a specialist for the team. The Rain looked unstoppable at the very ending of the map, but you got to give credit to Titans here too.
Yes!
You are against the Atlanta Rain, who 3-0'd the Dallas Fuel the other week, and are also a top team in the league right now. You were 0-8. Like, an unbelievable showing so far, and oh my god, that's so unlucky. Spire was so close, man.
Mate, I mean, Shockwave is 15 of 32 final blows on that Sojourn. Kai is getting overshadowed by him so far. And that's something we said, even if Shockwave was on the Sojourn, it maybe wouldn't happen. And now they're on defense, right? So, like, you know, the sightline's better. Or rather, the attacking side. So we had to overcome maybe some tougher sightlines coming from that low ground here. I'm just going to say, Atlanta need Kai to fire, or someone needs to shut down Shockwave.
It feels tough, and that's one of the big benefits of the Vancouver Titans DPS roster, Mitch. 2 people can play Sojourn, Spire and Shockwave. Do they need a Tracer? Okay, Shockwave, you play Sojourn now. Like, what an amazing amount of flexibility your DPS lineup has if you're the Titans. Unlucky mirror. Yeah, that's just unfortunate. Almost dies though, but yeah, Ultraviolet cleaning up apparently. On his own.
Immortality Field came at the perfect moment. It's unclear if Ultraviolet couldn't deploy it or chose not to, just to keep Hawk alive. But either way, his timing meant that the Rain could shrug off like a really nasty biotic grenade that just got hit by their Jack. That's beautiful stuff.
Ooh. Man, Immortality feels so strong.
Pretty good ability.
Crazy stuff, yeah.
Well, anyway, yeah, the Vancouver Titans, they just need height. That's all they need. If Rain take the height here, Kai is just going to dominate. You need to stop that. I was going to find a word to kind of slot in there. I can't.
You can, but you choose not to. You know what I mean? Just like that Immortality Field deployment.
Yes, yeah.
Excellent. Love that self-control. Hallmark, true professional. Sky Ripper
Please
is...
save him. Please save him.
No,
he's dead.
done.
He's dead. Okay. Well,
was that a solo kill? Was there any...
almost, yeah. I would say so. That's... Yeah, unfortunate. You need high ground. Like, just sit on high ground and then you win. If you let Kai at any point take height, you are pretty much dead. Hello? Okay. Did you see that? Like, Shockwave had his like pinky toe out over the little ledge, and that was the connection from the Doomfist punch. All right, okay.
Not sure how that works.
Yeah, I don't know. Pixels, I assume. Nice Transcendence Force though from Hawk.
Power block there from Hawk, but he's got nowhere to go with that. Charge, despite getting rid of the Immortality Field here. Pulse Bomb for no one in particular. As it appears, Venom is sent packing. Mirror chose to re-gift that one.
God, you see that tracking that Spy just did to Venom? Like, and he was just jumping around the corner. That's why he's such a good Tracer player, man. His aim is just freakish. It's so clean. And look at Mirror now. I like Mirror's positioning, actually. It's going to force Atlanta Rain to pick one of 2 options. And now he's just going to get nanoed. He has an ultimate too, if needed.
Oh, that's... Oh, Kai almost got out. Close. But no cigar. Someone kind of woke him up. I think that might have been Aztec. Doesn't matter, because he got taken down either way. Still, Mirror's forced out of the fight, and Shockwave and Aztec are forced to kneel. OG whipping it inside the castle in the Atlanta Rain. Look, cast your minds back to Dorado as well. Not so far ago. I know we got short attention spans, us gamers, but the Vancouver Titans had a really staunch defense until the very end of the round, where it fell apart, and that's what really cost them here. There's a big time bank for Atlanta. Vancouver need consecutive fight wins, not just competitive, close engagements.
Man, Aztec is taking a hell of an angle, but OG's off the map. Oh, tragic. Oh, Shockwave. Oh my god, look like an Olaf boost almost. Nice little kill on the lamp too. That should be it. Man, the Atlanta Rain losing OG at the start of that fight. It looked like he jumped off the map, but maybe he used Bash or something, so no one got credit. Not sure how that happened. I'm assuming this is the replay.
Here it is.
Oh, he just bashed off the map. Okay, well, I mean, you can't excuse that, I suppose. He expected someone to be there. And there was
was hoping to connect
or a wall
with the Doomfist. Instead connecting with absolutely nothing, which is great. Spire said, all right, get out. That's filthy. That's absolutely disgusting. The Spire knows exactly how to space against the brick here, and Venom is, I mean, he's pissed. Spire, though, just dashes through there, really blowing raspberries at Atlanta right now.
Yeah, you see what I mean? We talked about it at the beginning of the series, Mitch. Like, a lot of these DPS players can act solo, and that's what Vancouver Titans are going to be able to do best, is both Aspire and Shockwave are insane. Speaking of insane, it's Kai with aim.
I mean, his micro corrections, Jack, are just unreal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The flicks that he can sort of pull off in those moments are really unmatched. There are very, very few players in the league that can do that, especially at such ranges. Well, the Titans can't do too much but just submit there in that fight. They come back here, I guess they can work with support ultimates if they can build them, but Atlanta Rain look to try and clean them off the map. And remember, Vancouver don't have any drones. No immortality field available here, and that window is going to put the pressure on. Ultraviolet says, beam me up, Scotty, comes straight back down and punishes Mirror with the help of his teammates. And I think Aztec is going to have to be the fixer here as the Transcendence comes in. Ultraviolet gets taken down, he can't pick himself up, that's huge. Set up Shockwave for the elimination. A big sleep from Sky Reaper here, and now a Discord Orb thrown onto Venom, but Hawk comes back in. There's going to be a Spy trying to break line of sight if he possibly can, and Mirror stepping up. Power Block will prevent some of that damage, but the Pulse Bomb doesn't hit, and it really had to.
Oh man, that rally at the very end, the overhealth is just too much to deal with. That was a sick sleep, by the way, on Ultraviolet there. Stops him from doing anything, healing the team, and then Aztec was able to clean him up. Like, those small sleeps in fights are just so crucial. Like, if there's one thing you can take away from other players, especially in these kind of metas, if you're slinging sleeps to the backline, you catch a pick, like, call that out. Like, that is a massive source of healing down, and if you can capitalize on it with a Zen, it just goes huge. 2 minutes to go, though, Mitch, and they don't even need a completion. They just need it to reach the very end of the track, basically.
A lot of time to work with, and the Titans burned through both of their support ultimates in their previous fight. Oh, so yeah, an early pick like this is a must-have. Can Aspire get out of jail free here as he plunges into the backline? Mirror also low, Pulse. Venom not connecting that one.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. You're in the last stretch of the map and you throw a Pulse Bomb out when there's a couple of your teammates down. You just ideally save it. You don't want to throw it willy-nilly.
Sure.
Aztec is someone else that's also kind of showing up today, Mitch. Like, his initial picks on Zens also pretty high. They're definitely no way near like Sojourn level stuff, but finding right clicks to Zens early on in the fight, killing Kai, that's what more can you ask for from a Zen?
I've got
Plus you're gaining ult charge. Yeah, well there you go. It's insane. Zen's doing a lot of damage.
Okay, here comes the Doom. Oh, okay, they woke him up. Immortality field now gonna have to be used for the Atlanta Rain. This could get ugly. Mirror gonna get rid of that immortality field, but here comes Kai, finding two. Hawk slip, but Kai's found three in this fight. He's looking for more. Sky Reaper disintegrates under his scrutiny. The guy doesn't bat an eyelid. Not even a bead of sweat on his forehead. Vancouver Titans deconstructed to their base atoms, and Kai, the one splitting him. Unreal.
All he does is aim. Like, this guy was built to aim, and you can see exactly why they need him on Sojourn right now. He's going to have overclock friendly soon, but it's going to be Shockwave versus him for this last fight, Mitch.
Ultraviolet takes a big hit there. Gonna be a Bionade on Hawk and OG, but that overshield is gonna be crucial from the rally. Kai looking to work from this window. If he could just catch a Spy there, would be golden, but he has to get away from that Meteor Strike. Double stun came out from Mirror there, but he's forced back. It's gonna be Aztec taken down by the headshot. Venom's able to find his way into the back line. He might have himself three here. It is the DPS of the Atlanta Rain stepping up where it counts. Has to be a recall there, but it's a moment too late for Aspire in getting back to the card, and the Atlanta Rain secure their second map. but it was anything but easy.
Man, yeah, still an incredibly close game at the very end. If you're the Titans right now, keep Mirror in. Keep Mirror in. Keep playing this Doomfist. Like, Shockwave is having a hell of a game. Aspire is having a hell of a game too. Aztec is also finding really clutch picks. It's been a very, very close game in what I think everybody would assume would be a quick and clean 3-0.
Anything but.
Still, Kai and Venom are still doing what they do best, though. Like, every single highlight play is Kai and Venom right now, on the Tracer or on the Sojourn. Like, Venom stopped that cap at the very end of Vancouver's push. With a double pulse bomb, like, that is what's sealing the deal. It's the nail in the coffin. These small, small plays that just make a whole big difference.
Incredible stuff from Venom, overshadowing his opposition. Stick around, everybody. A chance for the Titans to force a map fight, or the Rain to dodge what could be a trap game for them. Don't go far. Well, it's your last chance to get yourself the Luchador Reaper skin. Get the Kickoff Clash Legendary look before June 26th. That's 2 days away for just 200 League tokens. Don't miss your chance to own a piece of Overwatch League history. They look pretty clean in-game, if I do say so myself. Tell you who's looking clean so far? Actually, neither team, to be honest, because it's been a messy game so far. Yeah, I guess we're kind of clean. I don't know. I'm wearing literal stay skin look. Maybe you, Jack. But listen, this roster here, this Vancouver Titans team with the mirror, look on Doomfist has been excellent, right? It's been definitely much better than we expected. The kind of roster that can take maps and series from many teams. We didn't expect it though to be the Atlanta Reign, but that possibility is still on the table.
Yeah, Masters coming in for Sky Ripper. So, Lucio, and more Lucio for the Vancouver Titans, I can imagine. But glad they keep a mirror in, because False switching to the Sigma, it wasn't great. It wasn't great. They obviously lost both of these maps, but the Icon Valor was at least close with the Atlanta Reign. And having Aspire and Shockwave just do what they do is the best course of action for them right now. And Mira also, again, being this kind of lone survivor, this lone hero on the Doomfist, getting permanently nanoed, which is excellent if you're Doom. You are almost unkillable. You used to be, and now you definitely are because you have that power block. And we're going to a control map as well, Mitch. So a lot more room to kind of maneuver and isolate the backline. So it makes sense why Master's coming in to play Lucio. If he plays anything else, I will be surprised. And with the Aztec playing the Zen, are they going Zen Lucio? We've seen a little bit of that recently, but it's a big question what Titans are going to run. They could also run, of course, the Ana and the Lucio, which would make a lot of sense. Just continue that nano boost onto Mira, make sure he gives space to Aspire and Shockwave, and they go to town.
We know he can.
Yeah, that's it, right?
Before, but looks like Sky Reaper's their preferred, or at least he comes in when it's like double flex support. Looks here. Master can also play the Brig. I don't know if we get Zen Brig here, right? I feel like that would be little off the wall, but
well,
this team's already surprised us today.
Bad.
Right, City Center especially,
Yeah, exactly. Taking the high ground with the Brig and the Zen, not shabby at all. With the Brigitte being able to boot people off the high ground with the whip shot, and even your ability to get the central column, not sure that's too crucial, but it's kind of a little bit of a cool tech. That would also make sense. I know Master, obviously, his best hero, Lucio, by far. He's been a player who used to play for the Reign, funnily enough, who's been in the league for a long time. A very veteran Lucio player who's come up with the likes of people like Funny Astro, mind you, and the European or English Lucio player, from the EU region. It's crazy how many we have Lucio players, that is, which is really cool to see. But I'm happy we're seeing a lot more of Marsa, and it's something that actually Connor, a Vast, talked about a little while ago. Is that? Or no, maybe it was Custer. It might have been Custer, actually. He was saying, Marsa is a really good player. This guy he is really good. And Titans have really good pieces. Aspire, Shockwave, etc. Why aren't they doing better? But, today, we're actually seeing signs of them performing to a level that people kind of expected them to, especially with Aspire signing, especially with Shockwave. And I think today, even if they do end up losing this map, Mitch, they can definitely walk away with their heads held high, because this is the best they've looked all season.
Round one.
No doubt about it. Here they come. They'd better hope that this look is the most efficacious for them so far, because this is where they try and hang on in the series. So Aztec Ana, Ultraviolet on the Ana as well, that really turned some heads earlier on in the season. Venom here able to snatch away that health pack from that high ground, and Aspire's looking to do some work at the back line there as well, but he's called something out there. So a little bit unhappy about how that went down, getting picked up by Hawk, but Mira's able to pluck Venom out of the mix as well.
Man, that sucks. Aspire, you saw what Aspire was doing there. Was a little bit greedy with the recall. Thought he could get the last couple of shots onto Venom to kill him, to get that first blood. Didn't end up happening. They do trade, but all that meanwhile, Kai is charging up, the right click, and then it hits a big one. And it basically ends up. And I will say Sojourn is quite good on this map in terms of the geography of the amount of space that you need to take is pretty small, the choke point. So using the shift, the right click. Oh my god, using the disruptor shot is pretty insane. That got away from me completely there.
How did Mira get away, speaking of which?
I don't know.
I mean, you can see that, Kai was questing for him. Not able to get him. The Doomfist sneaks out, and that's those mechanics, right? They really want Mira to be bringing in here.
Thanks.
Trade.
Rude.
Good trade. Yeah, that was really nice. Again, the Spire's just kind of cleaned up, does what he does best. Look at his ult charge compared to Venom. Like, you can see how much impact he's having over Venom right now just on that stat. Big pulse more onto the back line. Ultraviolet's going to have to be careful.
Yeah, throws it maladroitly. It's not going to find its target yet. Kai cleans up Masa. Absolutely rolls him there. And Hawk, yeah, that'll be a grimace from him, but he's got what he wanted. Nice little setup there. Ultraviolet looking good.
Yeah, that pulse bomb wasn't nearly as effective as recent ones in this series, and you have to hit those. You can't let that get away from you, because more often than not, when you are blinking in to hit that pulse, you are hitting the recall at the same time because you're afraid. You're in a position normally where you're not supposed to be, so your ability to re-engage in a fight is not great because you don't have that recall. Nice emote, huge.
Okay.
Very epic. Well, it doesn't matter, because
quite the message. Thanks, Mira.
Ultraviolet died.
Yeah, Shockwave just snapped him off. Hawk, though, gets on towards Atstack, and Shockwave, yeah, just not in a great spot there, unfortunately. A little bit hemmed in.
Bye.
Venom, yeah. Venom's going to hold on to this point now, and that disrupt the shot makes it even harder for the Titans, and the pressure is starting to mount, Jack. 78-23.
Come on, Titans. You got Nana, you got B, but you are matching Atlanta Reign. Problem is, Atlanta Reign have Kai, and he has ult. So, yeah, that's a bit of an issue. And ideally, if you're a Spire here, you just want to be able to harass Kai as soon as he pops that ultimate or send Mirror in like this, but a good beat to start them off.
Kai just power slides between the legs of Mirror, apparently. Both Doomfist are sleeping right now, but that's a 3-player bionic grenade from Aztac, and he's rewarded with his death. OG's able to get in there and find him. At least there was some follow-up, but it's just not even remotely in the same postcode is enough. And the Atlanta Reign take the first round. Hundo plays 23.
Yeah. Yeah. Rough stuff. Rough stuff. Rough stuff. Next round, boys. Don't worry. You can go again. Again, there were a couple of bright spots there, of course. Aspire doing fairly well, but again, the pulse bombs just aren't hitting. If they're not hitting, then you haven't got an opening because Kai is finding them a lot quicker without an ultimate. So it's really just a race for that first initial pick. Shockwave's just not been matching up to Kai in this map so far. I can't imagine we're going to see anything different. Rain, maybe with Ultraviolet playing the Zen. Okay, again, holding the high ground is quite important. And who needs a whip shot when you have legs? You can kick people off high ground now as Zenyatta, worth keeping in mind.
Yep.
A lot of displacement now with Zen.
We're looking out for that one. Zen, frankly, frightening.
What?
Well, Ultraviolet didn't need to get into close quarters combat. No need to show off the new wheels. Play from point here.
Yeah, okay. High ground for the Zen. You dive, I kick. No real stopping that one, unfortunately. Should be a fairly easy point take. But the best thing is about these comps, Mitch, I will say, is that they are extremely quick. So you can go for these really quick engagements, but not if Kai's got anything to say about it, who just kills off Shockwave. So it should be a fairly easy first point cap. And that's what's really kind of funny about these comps that do travel really fast. It was the same kind of in GOATs where it was just go, 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 just like run into the enemy team over and over again. You get a lot of fights in control. Nice kill onto Venom. I think that was a sleep, in fact.
That's going to declaw the Atlanta Reign somewhat here. Also, I think Kai dropped off the high ground and wanted to play more aggressively. So the Reign aren't really positioned all that well for like a fair fight. Shockwave going to take down that Immortality field. And, I mean, yeah, that one pick, look at what it turns into. Kai at least stands up for himself by getting his opposite number down, but that's really that. The Atlanta Reign were not expecting to lose Venom there.
No, like... that's
wow! Look at the look on his face. Even he thinks it's disgusting. Guy's cringing in his own filth. Oh, good lord, that was pusillanimous.
Sit down, son. I think maybe wanting to shrug that one off. As soon as you see the enemy tracer standing still, you're like, yeah, okay, I messed up.
Oh no, if someone does that to you, Gab, you're lurching. Now, a lady, you get up from your chair, bro. You're balanced. You're on from side to side. Tough to come back from that one.
Positioning.
Okay, aggressive. Ends up being his undoing. Shockwave cleans him up here, and the Atlanta Reign might just need to take 5.
Well, good. Yeah, touch the spawn challenge. Pretty easy. That was nice. Again, super high tempo aggression. It's exactly what the Vancouver Titans did on New Queen Street. It was just very, very quick engagements, just pushing right up almost to the spawn doors. and it's working out for them thus far. The Titans, they are nearing this overclock. It's going to be overclock versus overclock in this next fight. The beat, they can use it to rush down Atlanta Reign, but the problem is they have so many mitigation factors that it's just worth holding off until Shockwave has the ult, but in fact, they go early.
Right, you lead with the beat here, and the Transcendence gets kind of shut down by Aztec, connecting a nice biotic grenade on OG. Samira's pretty easily able to neutralize him. Oh dear, okay, Kai not able to find anything there. Yeah, you talked about overclock versus overclock. Well, I mean, we didn't even get that. Shockwave didn't even need it. He's built that one up now after eliminating Ultraviolet, but Venom's going to be a key part of this fight. He's still up, and so is Hawk. Recall forced there by Aspire, and they had a good idea about where he'd be.
Double kill.
Just perfect from, I mean,
nice.
Where was Aspire there? In that same corner?
He was in the corner, on the health pack.
Oh, good heavens.
he was huddling the health pack, bro. Yeah, that's
double
rough.
pulse bombs in 5v5? Don't happen often.
Yeah. Especially on double DPS, like that's stupid. Like you rarely get those in Overwatch 1. Like what was important there, Mitch, actually, was the Titans actually held that point for that entire time. Like that engagement was going down, so they get 85% coming in. Shockwave's gonna have ult, Aspire too. Both DPS could look at to pop off. OG's gonna have to be careful, or he take a lot of damage. Look at the pressure already.
Yeah, straight to the high ground though. Limber as you like. Those Exo boots get him to safety for a time, but only long enough for Shockwave to line him up. I mean, you've got to have some level of hubris from Ultraviolet. Picking that is just insane. And Venom comes over the wall at Shockwave. Shockwave couldn't believe that. Kai commands the high ground.
You're like, I'm going to hit a shot. I will hit this shot. I'm dead. Okay, well, ED cleaned up by Venom. 75% now for the Rain, and Kai is still killing people. All he needs to do is survive, to be fair. The rest of the team will end up joining him, and they do just that. A pulse bomb and a meteor strike to deny the damage.
Yeah, fancy footwork there from Mirror. Twinkle toes his way out of that situation, drops straight back in and eliminates OG. Of course, by exploding, I guess, onto that immortality field. But again, the Rain have held the point for too long. The Titans did that earlier on here, but the Rain have eaten up that entire deficit.
Touch.
97 and counting. There has to be a touch at some point here. Shockwave needs to make his way on, but he has to slide forward. Okay, he's able to get out at the very least here. He just walked up instead. Got a touch, but it's going to be no more than that. And the Atlanta Reign managed to stifle the resurgent Vancouver Titans. They get away with the win here, but whew, they got a little fortunate there not to have to deal with what they suffered in that first map again.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm seeing the Titans boys smiling and laughing just a little bit there. What a showing from the Titans today. We'll definitely talk about the Rain, obviously, finding that dub, but a big come up, big turnaround. A very, very nice new Queen Street, almost going for that full cap, and then bringing Eichenwalder also pretty close. The Rain do end up winning. Venom and Kai just popping off. Venom getting multiple double pulse bombs. Kai obviously doing what he does best, just kill people with the railgun. Ultraviolet and OG had a rougher time today. They really did, and them exploding into the Overwatch League. I hope that that coal hasn't worn out just yet. I hope they can kind of keep rolling on to the rest of the season, because today they didn't look so hot, but I think that was maybe because the Vancouver Titans DPS line was just so good today, quite literally on fire. But the Rain, they do walk away with a dub, Mitch, and not the worst. Also, your schedule is a bit up in the air right now, so claiming this W is pretty important. They got the Shock to face, they got Houston and Paris later on in the next couple of weeks. So good dub here. If they can keep this rolling, easy guarantee for Midseason Madness.
Let's talk about our player of the match here, Jack, while we have a moment, because there's a couple candidates definitely for on the side of the Atlanta Reign. We thought Venom was great, and look, those 2 double pulse boom kills were huge, but consistency pays off here. Kai, well, it's disgusting. Probably should have played the match last week. That's pretty safe to say, but I mean,
no,
here,
he got scammed last week.
Yeah.
Like he had
cool.
60 final blows or something, but I'm glad we're giving it to him here.
Yeah, I mean, look, the Sojourn performance was incredible. It's what Atlanta Reign are counting on right now, especially up against either Shockwave or Aspire, both who definitely gave us some trouble. Kai started Eichenwalder a little bit slow, but was really able to ramp it up towards the end there. But I mean, on basically every other map in this series, it was really all about him. Incredible play from someone who continues to defend the title of the best Sojourn player in the world. I don't think that's really hard to say.
Yeah, for sure. This guy just loves to aim. That's all he does, is just aim. And I think Sojourn's the perfect hero for him. It's not like Widowmaker where you kind of have to sit back and then shoot. Yeah. Okay, we get it. Headshots from a million miles away. But Kai, his ability to use almost not Tracer-like mobility, but the power slide is very strong and still finding unreal value. I mean, just great.
It's so powerful because you can ignore collision with enemy sort of heroes. So you just slide at a Doomfist, right? And then all of a sudden you're behind him. So Kai, the kind of player who's not afraid to get up close and personal in scenarios like that and, you know, evade Miro, who over the course of this series has been really impressive. I think there's like a ton of positives on either side to talk about here. I don't think either team comes out this series looking bad, right? We actually got a genuinely very good game of Overwatch where we honestly didn't expect one. So very impressed to see what is developing in the Titans camp. It's crazy what happens when you make a coaching staff change. This team looks completely revitalized. Love to hear though what the desk has to say about this, especially Johnny, who was definitely one of us who wrote this game off. So we can head over to our crew in the Watchpoint truck. Thanks for joining us so far. We'll be back, of course, a little bit later on, but let's head over to our friends in the truck now and see what their thoughts are on the day that was.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by Upper Deck, the official trading card of the Overwatch League. And by TeamSpeak, the official voice supplier of the Overwatch League.
Welcome to the post show, everybody. I'm here joined now by Venom from Atlanta. Rain, Venom, congratulations on the win. Now, I want to ask you about this match. Although you guys did get the win, I feel like Vancouver Titans really played it close and they had some really great moments. Were you surprised at all by their performance against you guys today? 자, 일단 오늘 베놈 선수 승리 너무나 축하드리면서 오늘 경기에서 어떻게 보면 제가 봤을 때는 밴쿠버가 상당히 좀 좋은 모습을 많이 보여줬던 것 같아요. 이제 경기를 하면서 베놈 선수도 좀 그렇게 느끼셨나요? 좀 이제 좀 놀라거나 좀 그런 게 있었나요? 밴쿠버의 좀 경기력을 보면서?
네, 아무래도 일단 첫 번째 라운드에서 첫 번째 세트에서 선보라한테 살짝 당황했는데 아무래도 말이 엇갈린 게 있어가지고 저희 팀에서 다른 부분에 대해서는 저희가 평소보다 못했다고 생각하고 있어요. 밴쿠버도 잘했긴 잘했지만
그 첫 번째 라운드에서 뭐라고 하셨죠? 뭐 때문에 놀라셨다고 그랬죠?
아, 선보라 픽 때문에 선보라 픽을 하는 팀이 거의 없어서 쟁탈 빼고는 쟁탈 빼고는 선보라는 팀이 거의 없어서.
Yeah. All right. So, Venom says that yes, they were actually really surprised, especially for the first round when Vancouver Titans came out with the Sombra. They were really shocked because they didn't see a lot of teams playing that. But after that, Venom says that it might be Vancouver Titans playing it really close, but also they made a lot of mistakes. There were a lot of miscommunications on their end as well. So that is why he feels like it might have seemed like Vancouver played it really close against them. And I also want to ask about your match this week. I mean, this is today. Your match is over for you guys today, but tomorrow you guys have a very interesting match as well because you guys are facing off against the San Francisco Shock, who is arguably one of the best teams in the West right now. What are your predictions about tomorrow's match against San Francisco Shock? Are you nervous at all, or are you like really excited to just show that you guys are better than them? 자, 두 번째 질문은 내일 경기에 대해서 살짝 여쭤보고 싶습니다. 베놈 선수, 이제 오늘 경기 끝이 났고 내일은 이제 센쇼과의 경기가 있는데요. 아무래도 지금 우리 서부 쪽에서 굉장히 좀 잘하는 팀 중에 하나인데 어떠신가요? 좀 내일 경기에 대해서 좀 긴장이 되시나요? 아니면 좀 이길 수 있다는 자신감에 좀 빨리 하고 싶으신가요?
아무래도 쇼크랑 스크림 안 해봤는데 거기가 이제 젠야타 바티를 엄청 잘한다고 하더라고요. 그래서 그거에 대해서 이제 좀 걱정하고 있긴 한데 저희 팀도 잘하면 충분히 이길 수 있다고 생각하고 있어요.
네, 알겠습니다. Alright. So yes, we're playing the San Francisco Shock tomorrow. We actually never scrimmed against San Francisco Shock, but word on the street is that they're really good at the Zen Batiste competition. So I'm a little bit worried about that, but I'm not too worried because if we play better than them, then we're gonna win. So that's the end of the story. Alright, Venom, thank you so much for your time, and again, big congratulations on the win. 자, 이걸로 인터뷰 마치도록 하겠고요. 오늘 승리 너무나도 축하드립니다, 베놈 선수. 감사합니다.
Thank you.
There's a wave. The classic. Well,
It's good to end it with a wave.
It really does. It really does. And I'm sure for Venom and the crew, it feels good to end the day on a W. Very self-aware there, of course, pointing out that, yeah, sure, Vancouver played it or seemed to have played it close, but that may or may not have been just to us making more mistakes. How did you guys feel watching that match?
Yes, the Atlanta Raid made mistakes, and you can't credit the Vancouver Titans for that, but I would say the Vancouver Titans were forcing those mistakes. I think they were doing a great job of playing aggressively and playing a style in which they're comfortable in. Mira on that Doomfist is getting a lot done, being able to pushed Hawk to do better and was really contesting him everywhere, but the person on your screen, I think, is really the big difference maker. Aspire on that Tracer, something that we saw from him last year on the Toronto Defiant when he signed for that 30-day contract that became a 60-day contract, became a 90-day contract, and now he's here for the Vancouver Titans doing what he does best. And his Tracer just put in so much work. It was so filthy. The face he made in that Oasis when he got that crazy one clip on Venom. That was me watching a lot of his play today. Massive props, and you can see the improvements from this Titans roster match after match. Yes, they are 0-9. It's not looking great for them, especially for this upcoming mid-season tournament, which they probably can't qualify at this point for. But positive signs. New head coach DP coming in, and they look like they're making steps to improve.
But also, just like the atmosphere. Like you can tell that this is a team that actually wants to win. And we saw that there was these like leaked messages or whatever from Masa's Discord conversation. Maybe it was like his public Discord or whatever, where he was actually like, you know, actually we're going to be quite good. You know, we're going to get a win one of these days. And that change in attitude means so much for a team looking for this first win ever since Deepay joined as a new head coach for this team. So this is a team that is actively looking for that first win, and they know they are capable of doing it because they have players capable of making huge impact plays, whether it's a Spy on the Tracer, Shockwave on the Sojourn, or even like Mirror on the Doomfist today was honestly like amazing on New Queen Street. He just like straight outplayed the Atlanta Arena times. So the Vancouver Titans, it's just a matter of time before they get their first win. And I know like they're out of the running when it comes to the mid-season Madness tournament. But like towards the end of the season, this could be like a wild card team that really messes things up as we get closer to final playoffs.
Are they the only winless team we have in the league at the moment? They are, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, Guangzhou beat Valiant and Valiant got a win.
Valiant,
so,
even Valiant got a win.
Yeah.
Well, they got two now. They
got two. Yeah, woof. Rough, but then even more so impressive that they keep the attitude light and like positive. And even if you just watch their player cams as they were like, they lost, but they're still smiling, and that's good. That's the kind of spirit you have to have because it's a marathon, right? It's not a sprint. So all eyes on the main prize at the very end of it. But for now, Atlanta Reign are walking away with that W for this match today. Now, of course, we had two very quick ones earlier today, and then this one also, like, that wasn't the longest game in the world, yet we still managed to find some absolute highlight worthy moments which we wanted to share with everyone out there who asked for it, and everyone who didn't ask for it, well, you've got to watch as well. I'm gonna start it off with our best of the days with a duel between Fielder and Checkmate, and Fielder should not have won that one. But yeah, definitely an opportunity for a good chest choke here. If you have one, hit us up on Twitter. Like,
he should not be alive.
No, he should, that should not happen.
I saw that Maywall and I'm like, he's dead.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Sparkle came to save him though. Sparkle to the rescue. Did give him some support.
Yeah.
But still,
the hive mind in action.
He should not have won that one. He should be dead. But yeah, that's why it's my best of today, because he is not dead. Jonathan, what tickled your fancy?
Oh man, this one was amazing. This play goes out to all my homies on ES Reality, okay? We got Flora here from the New York Excelsior sliding into DMs. And I'm not talking about DM6, all right? Look at these railguns hits. I mean, this is incredible stuff. From Flora here on the Sojourn, and this is what we've been waiting to see from these Sojourn players. One of the best heroes we've released in years in Overwatch. Very exciting stuff. I haven't been this excited about railgun shots since Cypher beat Rafa at DreamHack Winner 2011. Truly an amazing performance by Flora, and this is what New York Excelsior needs if they want to get more wins this season. It's been lackluster for them so far, but if Flora keeps popping off like this, they're also another team that is just a matter of time before they get some more wins against these lower level teams. So New York Excelsior and Flora, keep an eye on them. They're on the rise. Well, not really. They're, you know, kind of sitting still. But they can punch. They're punching upwards. Okay,
Johnny.
Uppercuts.
It was good, very reminiscent of Quake. I do agree with that, and I definitely heard the quad damage voice in my head as I read that lower third. Cuss-up, what's your best of the day today?
Yeah, we needed Johnny in the middle between me and you because we both went for a field of play. So I'm going for another one. This one is him saving his own life again. We actually have a terrifying moment if you're a support. Someone's coming in. He's got the shatter, he's looking at it, and you know, this has happened many a times, especially with the damage increase close by. Boom! Fielder was dead. His life flashed before his eyes, but he's a great support player. Somehow predicts this. I don't know how he sees this coming. Just hits the sleep. Quick reaction times.
Fantastic.
Lives to tell the tale. They almost held because of this, but they didn't. So I wish I could say they did, but they didn't.
That was brutal.
Fielder, what a guy.
That hurt.
What a guy.
I'm last.
You are, but
I'm
you
last.
saved the best for last.
All right, my best of the day. I just like it when players make me laugh. And guys, It's back. Eichenwald, the black hole of Eichenwald is back. This time it came for OG. OG on that break. I think he bashes and then falls and loses to the pit. The pit once again. Eichenfall once again wins. Who is ever going to beat the pit? I have no idea. But I remember going in today, I was like, dude, I hope at least one player falls in that pit.
You actually said that.
Yeah, but I actually said it. It happened. So I was like, yes.
That guy.
Just rooting for the pit.
I mean, that's a horrible thing to say, but I'd find it so interesting if they would leave the bodies down there. Count at the end.
So dark.
Like corpse.
I know.
Corpse of
But like, do you think at the end of the season it will be filled up to the bridge?
Maybe halfway. I don't know.
Halfway?
Maybe halfway.
At this rate, it will be filled.
I think we're.
I already know my best of the season already. I just want a compilation of everyone. Montage of everyone's involved.
It's been a lot already, and the season has not been going on for that long. So yeah, Pitt wins once again, and we're all for it. Now, we are going to take a quick look at what awaits us tomorrow. Of course, once more, we're going to start things off in that camera with the East. That's right. Let's take a look at the games. We have the Guangzhou Charge going up against the Spark afterwards. The Shanghai Dragons will take on the Seoul Dynasty. And last but certainly not least, the Philadelphia Fusion are on a redemption arc and they go up against the Hunters.
Can Philly go 0-2 here? I don't want to put this energy into the universe, but Chengdu did just have a pretty good match against Seoul Dynasty where they almost won. Philly did just use the Valiant.
Yeah, they just got boomed. But are they a team which gets mentally boomed like that?
Franchise, yes. As a team, I don't know. As a franchise, yes.
The franchise is cursed.
It might be. I don't know. Like it's like when Houston does Houston kind of stuff. You know, it's Houstonable.
Hey.
It's definitely fillable.
Hey, Costa, your favorite team.
Right on. Well, we're gonna start things off with a trust exercise of some sort between the Washington Justice and the Toronto Defiant. That's a hard one to pick. I'm not looking forward to that one. Afterwards, Atlanta Reign will go up against the San Francisco Shock. We're going to round out the day with the Vancouver Titans and the Dallas Fuel. Man, that first game though.
Wow.
I hope
I'm going to be late to work tomorrow.
I just noticed that there's traffic. That's so weird.
I'll be there at 1:30. I'll see you guys then.
I hope Toronto wakes up. I hope Toronto wakes up. And you know, it's like, oh yeah, it's a new meta. Oh yeah, now I remember. It's not stage 1. All right.
That was a missing piece.
Yeah.
Weird.
It can't be the toilet bowl, but we're taking suggestions. What kind of bowl? What bowl is it? Feel free to tell us.
So many different bowls, toilet bowls, bread bowls, like this. The world's a bowl, literally. So we're gonna figure out what this one is going to be. That's a weird.
We're all just thinking about it now.
Well, and on that note, we're gonna say goodbye for now. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for joining once again in our little Watchpoint truck. We'll be back with more action tomorrow. So make sure to tune in, same time, same place, and we see you there.
The disappointment ball.
Bye-bye.